Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 802 days, Ukraine defends itself against the forces of the Russian invasion. Yesterday, Ukrainians marked Orthodox Easter. In his address on the occasion, President Volodymyr Zelensky said that he believes that there is a chevron with the Ukrainian flag on the shoulder of God. Therefore, with such an ally, life will definitely prevail over death. The president stated that we are all united by a common path and experience common pain. We are all united today by one common prayer. Quote, we pray for all our warriors who are celebrating Easter in the trenches and on the positions. We pray for our warriors of light who restrain demons in all directions. We pray for those who keep another commandment in their lives to defend Ukraine. We pray that they all come back alive, unquote. Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew of Constantinople has called for an all-for-all prisoner of war exchange between Russia and Ukraine, reports Radio Liberty. In his Easter address, the Patriarch underlined the need for prisoner exchange, saying that this would be a tangible confirmation of the Lord's resurrection. In his traditional Easter message back in March, Pope Francis also called for an all-for-all prisoner exchange between Ukraine and Russia. The General Staff of Ukraine informs that overall Russian losses in the full-scale invasion of Ukraine exceeded 475,000 military. Over the past day alone, the Kremlin has lost 1,040 soldiers, 34 armored combat vehicles, and 16 artillery systems. Ukraine's defense intelligence informed that a pro-Russian collaborator had been killed in an explosion in occupied city of Berdyansk, Zaporizhia Oblast, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to the intelligence, Fort Kuga, belonging to Yevgen Ananyevsky, exploded around 9:40 in the morning on Sunday, 5th of May. Ananyevsky helped set up and operate a torture chamber in the Berdyansk Correctional Facility number 77. According to Russian authorities, a criminal case has been filed in connection with the murder of a penal colony employee in Berdyansk, Zaporizhia Oblast. The investigation states that on 5th of May, an unknown person planted an improvised explosive device under his vehicle. Ananyevsky died of the injuries at the scene. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the app where you are listening to this podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. Chinese leader Xi Jinping started his visit to Europe in France, reports European Pravda. He has stated on the pages of the French newspaper Le Figaro that China wants to quote-unquote cooperate with France and the entire international community to end the war in Ukraine, which he has referred to as crisis resolution. Xi Jinping said that he came to France to discuss the trade and diplomatic relations between the two countries, along with the search for ways to resolve the war in Ukraine. The Chinese leader stated that he understands what is at stake for Europeans in the quote-unquote Ukrainian crisis and is committed to a range of norms regulating international relations. Among them are mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in internal affairs, equality, mutual benefit, and peaceful coexistence, unquote. Xi Jinping claimed that China faithfully follows these principles. The Chinese leader also mentioned the constructive role in the Russian-Ukrainian war. Quote, China did not cause this crisis. It is not a party or a participant in it, unquote, he stated. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better.
We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.